Okay, well, the next section after we come out of this little boogie woogie thing going on there goes sort of like this. Back to that. So that's the vanilla version. That's what he actually played on the recording. But if you want to, I'm going to show you how you can replace the saxophone thing and go. And then when he's playing live, he'll usually come up on the second time through that and do something like. So I'll show you how to do those things, and then that basically gets us to the end of the song. So we will we'll kind of wrap it up at that point, and I'll show you how all these things piece together and make a full song. So what do we have going on? Well, we continue to do this thing in the bass line. We're on D's. And it's just D, 4, so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and then we go to a C, 3 and 4 and then to B flat, 3 and 4 into A, G, then back to A, then back to D and repeat it, C, B flat, A, G, You're ready for that again. So it's pretty straightforward. And then in the right hand, all you really need to do to match the recording is you got to play a D chord and just kind of hold it. And then when you go to that C, what you want to do is keep a D in your... See, we're playing a D minor chord here, starting D, F, A, and D. Now you move to a C in the bass. You keep a D in your pinky finger up here, but you play E and G below it. And now you're on a B flat chord. D, F, B flat, and D. So... Now you go back to a D minor chord when you're on an A bass, and then you play a G7 chord, D, F, B, and D with the G's in the bass. Then when you're back to the A bass, you play a D minor chord again, D, F, A, and D, and then down to an A chord, which is C sharp, E, A, and C sharp, and then repeat the whole thing again. So watch, I'll play it a little bit slower. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops, sorry about that. 1. Do that a little bit clearer for you. 2, 3, 4. And again. Now what you can do when you get to that dun dun, what happens is that you take this and you go to a B flat chord at the same time that you go here. Okay, so you've gone from this A, which is C sharp, E, A, and C sharp, to a B flat chord. D, F, B flat, and D. So watch how that plays out here. So we're oops. Okay, so that's how that works. So let me just play through it that vanilla way a few times, and I'll show you a couple of tricks. 2, 3. Okay, again, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so what you can do, the sax line is there's a couple of different ways you can do it, but you can just basically, you can go with it's D, 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 E, F, D, 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 F, D, 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 F, E. That's the most important part. And you can play it with some other notes to give you the chord. You're in a D minor at first, and then this part's on a B flat chord, and that's a G7. So what you're looking at here is playing a D with, like, basically what I would do is just kind of I would just play the D, 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 and underneath it I would play a note or two to indicate what chords you're in. So like when you're playing over the D minor, I'd play F and A and just let them ring. And now you're on a B flat. Boom! B flat, D and F. D, 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 D. Now you're on a G7, so you're playing B, D, and F. Boom! Ba da 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 da. And then D minor over A, A. So like a D minor chord, A, D, and F. A, C sharp, and E. And then again, So the way that looks in practice over this, okay, this little gem, I'm going to show it to you an octave lower because it's out of my frame and I don't want to move the camera over. I think that does less good than, does more harm than good. What you do is it's just an arpeggio of a D minor chord. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, D, A, F, D. Then a B flat chord arpeggio, D, B flat, F, D. D, B flat, F, D. Then a G7, D, B, F, D. D, B, F, D. Then D minor. Then an A. C sharp, A, E, C. And then you simply land on a B flat chord over that. So let me show you that in practice. You would be going, let's assume that you're going to play the sax line on the first time through and then you're going to do that on the second time through. Okay? And this is all up to you. You can do it all vanilla. Any combination of any of these things that you want to do is fine. But underneath it all, you're of course going like this. So let's say that you start out and you go. This is the tricky thing, is that you've got to play all four notes if you want to do it the way he did it in, like the way he does it live, and particularly the way he did it on the tour in Russia, the album from that. You have to get all four notes out in the octaves here. So it's like from pinky to thumb in the left hand, you got to have the entire arpeggio done. Okay, so again, I just wanted to give you that little heads up. Let me slow this down so you can see that in context. Okay, so when you play it all together at tempo, you've come out of your thing and you're going. So that's kind of how that all works. I'm going to do that one more time because I feel like I've done it kind of sloppy here. I apologize. Again, I'm just trying to give you some of the little saucy things that he does live that's not even in the recording. So again, let me see here. So that's how that will work. I'm going to do a wrap up in the next section, show you how to take all these pieces of things and string it into a song called Stiletto. So I'll see you there.